Good morning, everyone. My name is Maddie Stream, and I'm going to do your July the 22nd, just for today in a meditation. Whew, I can't believe this time is flying like this. July 22nd. Well, I hope you're doing well this morning. I'm doing excellent. Let's go ahead and get into our just for today in a meditation, okay? Let's see what we have here. What we have here is that I don't have it up. I will get it up, okay? Be patient, be patient. You heard being patient is waiting quietly without complaining. Here I go, guys, okay? I'm ready for you now. Let's go. All right, spiritual death. Spiritual death. Okay, let's close a couple of these. All right, spiritual death. Hope it's not sad. For us to use is to die, often in more ways than one. That comes from our basic text, page 82. As newcomers, many of us came to our first meeting with only a small spark of life remaining. That spark, our spirit, wants to survive. Narcotics Anonymous nurtures that spark. The love of the fellowship quickly fans that spark into a flame. With the 12 steps and the love of other recovering addicts, we begin to blossom into that whole vital human being our higher power intended us to be. You guys, I'm trying to wake up, okay? I am trying to wake up here. Sipping the coffee in between. So if it seems like I'm taking a long time to read, and guess what? Mighty Stream is taking a long time to read. I'm trying to wake up. Okay. We begin to enjoy life, finding purpose in our existence. If I lost you, let me highlight it. Each day we choose to stay clean. Our spirit is revitalized and our relationship with our God grows. Our spirit becomes stronger each day. We choose life by staying clean. Despite the fact that our new life and recovery is rewarding, the urge to use can sometimes be overwhelming. When everything in our lives seems to go wrong, a return to using can seem like the only way out. But we know what the consequences will be if we use the loss of our carefully nurtured spirituality. We have traveled too far along the spiritual path to dishonor our spirit by using. Snuffing the spiritual flame we have worked so hard to restore in our recovery is too dear a price to pay for getting high. Just for today, I'm grateful that my spirit is strong and vital. Today, I will honor that spirit by staying clean. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Spiritual death. You know, we die in more ways than one, right? Spiritually. Every day that I am clean, my spirit gets an opportunity to practice, exercise, to learn how to navigate life on its own terms. Every day is not the same day. Now, there are times where there is a underlining spirit of depression, and it's so common to me that I rarely take time to even acknowledge it, because all it does is get in the way. It causes me to think things that are not kind and not appropriate for me, and inhibits my spiritual growth. Have I done work to figure out what it stems from? Absolutely. Childhood trauma. I've pitched a tent and chose to stay a while at different stages in my life in that memory, that resentment. Fortunately, that never caused me to drink or to use any substance, pop pills. It never caused me to put something in my body to make it go away. So let's not excuse substances because they seem less deadly than others. In Narcotics Anonymous, you know that we say alcohol is a drug, right? Misuse of pills that are prescribed are also considered use. Okay. So let's not tippy toe around it and try to make excuses for anything that is mind and mood altering in regards to what we used to do and what we do now. Because undoubtedly, those feelings don't just go away. They don't just go away. Our spirit learns how to manage them better. And how does our spirit learn how to manage them better? By staying clean through it and applying spiritual, principles through it. That's how. We have come way too far. Way too far. We've traveled too far along the spiritual path to dishonor our spirit by using. That's something that I want to be valuable to you. Your recovery, your clean time. Sometimes our clean time is the only thing that hangs in the balance. You've heard that somewhere before, huh? Sometimes that's the only thing that is important to us. We don't feel that we've recovered very well. We don't feel connected to the fellowship. But one thing we do know is that we've been collecting key tags and we are clean. And that, no matter what, is in our spirit. Because when you compromise that, when you give that up, the physical use of drugs is just right around the corner. When you start to let your spirit slack, we can be in trouble. For us to use is to die. Remember, we said that, the disease of addiction, right? It ends with jails, institutions, and death, and not in that exact order. Not necessarily in that exact order. So if you're listening, I know that you're live. But if you're like me, my using took me so close that the lifestyle of active addiction took me so close to death that I don't ever want to use again. My last bottom, everything that I lost with it, is more important to me than that next high. And so I stay. I don't know how I got, I mean, I know how I got 30 years almost August 28th. I do know 1 month and some 5 weeks away from 30 years. I do know how I got it. I got it one day at a time, just like you getting your clean time. One day at a time with a made up mind that I don't use no matter what. All of this energy, all of this work that we have put into our recovery is too valuable to toss into the wind with the high. The high is not worthy. The drug is not worthy of all of the beauty that has occurred in your life, in my life, since I've been clean. And I'm not going to desecrate what I've been able to do with the help of you folks and God. I am not going to desecrate what has happened in the last 29 years, 11 months. No, I'm not, because 30 is right around the corner and I'm going to hit 3 decades. I'm going to do that. Barring any unforeseen occurrence, I am going to have 30 years clean, August 28th. And it's too valuable to trade it off for a high that doesn't last, that I'm going to continue to have to chase one day after the next. And what? What for? So check this out. If you are one of the individuals in treatment and you're listening, or you have me on your podcast, on your way to work, on your device, and you're listening to my podcast, if wherever you are listening, all I want for you to decide after reading this is that I refuse to snuff the spiritual flame that you've worked so hard to restore in recovery. Refuse to snuff that spiritual flame. Refuse. I don't care if that means that you got to remove people out of your phone, block certain phone numbers. I learned that it's hard to block a text message, but you can go into contacts and block a contact. Go ahead, go into the contact and block it or delete it completely, especially if you know that's your connection. They don't deserve, you know what I do sometimes? Deleting a number is not good enough for me. I like to block it and I like to rename the person, right? Just in case if you do delete or have deleted, right? I like to go in there and rename the person. Don't answer drugs, right? Don't answer collector. Don't answer. And then I say whatever it is about that person that I don't think is good for me. Because when you're driving, you have a tendency to just take every call. Or in this state, you'll get a ticket for touching your phone, right? So there's a tendency to just answer every call if you're not able to see the ID. And I just don't want to be bothered. I don't want anything messing up my good mood and my spiritual life, right? The person I've come to be is super valuable to me. Even on my worst day, I'm still going to take care of that part of me. I want you to do the same, okay? I want you to do that today. Have a beautiful, beautiful July 22nd. Please have a beautiful July 22nd on purpose. I intend to. I'm going to have a good day with my boys, getting ready, getting our house the way we want it to look, spending time in the yard, swimming, barbecuing, all of studying. Oh, yeah, studying, all of that beautiful stuff. I want you to do the same today. Talk to you tomorrow.